Hello everybody. Today I'm going to talk about the new Pokemon games. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That's what I think they're called. I might have got them wrong because these names are about as memorable as X and Y was. But anyways, let's talk about this and why I'm not excited for it. Now, only a few months after X and Y came out, I'm not even, just right when you bought X and Y, let's just say, came out October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. About 7 months after X and Y came out, 7 months after X and Y came out, they're already announcing the new Pokemon game. And they're announcing this so quickly it feels like Call of Duty at this point. You just bought your other game and, hey, look here, a new Pokemon game, time to buy it. But anyways, why do I think this game's going to be meh and stuff? Well, let's talk about X and Y first. That game was meh, sure. I know a bunch of people liked it, gave it 10 out of 10s because it was the first Pokemon game in 3D. Oh wait, what's that, Coliseum or XD, those games? Oh, somehow those don't count, but it's somehow the first 3D Pokemon game. And it's also, has some new Pokemon that are pretty forgettable, and has a storyline which is straight out of, I don't know, so many modern games. You know, the where good guy is somehow actually bad guy plot twist? You know, that plot twist you've seen so many times already? X and Y uses that along with a quickly tacked on 3,000 years ago backstory with no explanation. But apparently X and Y, despite being linear and boring and quick and short and all that stuff, it's somehow an amazing game. I don't know how, but okay. And now they're making a remake of Ruby and Sapphire. You know those games that you probably played years ago, or that you can still play in your Game Boy or original DS or emulator, because Game Boy emulators are available for everything now if you want to go that route, though I wouldn't recommend it. You can play basically Pokemon Generation 3 so many ways now, and they're going to make a remake of it, which you've probably played already, but I guarantee this remake's going to be more linear and probably have some censorship like the Game Corner and maybe some new Pokemon tacked in, and they're going to probably sell it full price, because that's what they did with Heart Gold Soul Silver. Actually, they sold that for above full price. But long story short, what's the point of it? I mean, Heart Gold Soul Silver, and Red and Blue, they had reasons. You couldn't catch the new Pokemon, the old Pokemon easily. You had to actually, you had to do all this stuff with hacking and stuff. So when they made those games, they had a reason to. With this, you can still get your Generation 3 Pokemon onto your Generation 6 game. Sure, you have to have, you have to do the PAL Park, then the Poke Transfer, and then you have to, I think that's what it's called in Black and White, and then you have to pay so much for Pokemon Bank. And then once you do all that stuff, you get your old Pokemon, but now, apparently, you now have to, now you can buy a new Pokemon game where you can, catch them all even though you did years ago. I honestly don't get the point of it, other than to make more money and milk Pokemon even more, but let's be honest here. Is there any reason to buy the new Pokemon game if it's probably going to have censorship, be more linear, and yes, I played Heart Gold Soul Silver, and Heart Gold Soul Silver, it did have some of the worst aspects of Generation 4 in it as well. And another thing about Generation 3, what's telling you the remake's going to be good? They haven't released a shred of gameplay footage. They just released a trailer saying, new Pokemon game. And that's all they said in it. New Pokemon game, buy it now. Did they say, did they show gameplay? Did they even show concept art or anything? No. They just showed the boxes and said, new Pokemon game, buy it now. And people are already lining up. I mean, what's the point? They haven't even shown a shred of gameplay. Not even a teaser screenshot like what even Call of Duty did. Yes, when even Call of Duty is outdoing you, you know you've got a problem. Even Call of Duty Advanced Warfare showed more gameplay. Even COD Ghosts, that game was a total dud. Even they showed more gameplay. Even X and Y showed more gameplay than this. So honestly, how is it going to be good again? Because honestly, from what I've seen, it looks like it's just going to be the same game that you played years ago and that you can still play today. Many people probably already own Ruby Sapphire by now, especially considering how it goes for high prices used at game stores. And I'm guessing but slightly less than the remakes will cost. And honestly, I don't see the point of it. Because honestly, there just is no point in rebuying the same game over and over again. Especially if the remake might be worse. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more. And another thing I thought I'd mention before I end this video, I forgot to mention this, I might have. I'd rather be heavily critical toward a franchise I like than to just let everything slip. I like Pokemon, but good lord, it's like they're not even trying anymore. I mean, the first time I saw X and Y's graphics, I cringed because I knew Pokemon is never going to be good again. I mean, Colosseum, that was on a GameCube. It looked better than X and Y did, and yet you've got games that look better than X and Y did on the 3DS. Resident Evil Revelations, Kid Icarus Uprising. Even if they're not the best graphics ever, they're pretty good for a 3DS game, especially when compared to X and Y. And you've also got Shin Megami Tensei 4, also looks better than X and Y, and plays better. There are so many games that play better than X and Y too, because X and Y was a total disappointment. And I kind of hate how Pokemon has gotten to this level. I don't hate Pokemon. I just want it to get better. And if you never criticize anything, Pokemon is just going to be the same game you've been playing for years over and over again. I mean, look what happened with Call of Duty Ghosts. People hated that game. They sold it back to GameStop, like mad. And yet with X and Y, I've seen no similar criticism, even though that game made many of the same mistakes. From feeling like a rehash to catering to those, quote, pros who take Pokemon Wi-Fi battles too seriously. I just don't get it. I'd rather be critical of something than to confirm or be cast out. That is all. And that's all I really have to say on this, because there hasn't even been a shred of gameplay shown, and I really don't, feel like I want to buy this game at all. Just know. Nostalgia, if you really want to play Generation 3, you can still play Generation 3 today. There's nothing stopping you. That is all. Subscribe for more, please.
See? You're insane. Just like Kai, just like the captain. Nicole has been dead this whole time. Whatever you were seeing was